make sure we are live. Up here on Twitch. Which we probably are. I would assume we are. Would make sense if we were. Yeah. I'm gonna do post that says we're live. Then maybe even pop a little bit of soundtrack on. What do we pop on to listen to while we wait for this to start? What can we put on? We can put on a little bit of Riot Rockette, the art sponsor from the AA showcase yesterday. Let's pop on some Riot Rockette. Could do Circadian Rhythm. What's the one I was really digging? Let me find that album, and I'm gonna look at the tracks. Hello, everyone. This will remind me, right? What was the track I suggested playing that wasn't that one? Final Countdown. It was Final Countdown. That was the one I was thinking about. We'll pop that on for a minute while we're getting ready, and then I'll say hello to people properly, including Terra. Thank you very much for the 31 months of sub. 10 months. There is no way to measure that length of time. Who can even say? Who can even say how you measure that amount of time? Where is it? Let me find that track. Here we go. We're gonna pop some Riot Rockette on for a minute while we get the stream set up. Or we will when this advert. Hello, Hurricane. Hello, Kveldstrom. How is everyone doing today? Well, go away, Google adverts, so I can. Oh, more adverts. I need these adverts to go away so I can introduce you to music. Oh, there we go. Mjolnir says I just pulled myself away from listening to Riot Rockette to watch the stream. They're pretty rad, right? We got the chat up here. This is the one, yeah. Belgium says I've achieved a shower and now have nothing to do with my day. Well, you've got the same thing to do with your day as I do with mine, which is learn about too many video games. And listen to some Riot Rockette. While we wait the 9 minutes for trailers to begin. Oh, yeah. So I've been wishlisting and downloading demos for a bunch of games. I bought one game and I've so far spent my entire bit of today that isn't trailer time playing that game. It's what was it called? Like something like what that drill do. I can find out what it's called. You know the drill. It's like £3, and it's kind of what if Cookie Clicker was a mining game and had an obsessive upgrade tree. And I got really kind of hooked into it and lost 4 hours of my day. Oh, I'll explain more in a sec, yeah. Yeah, it's a real good dopamine factory once it gets up and spinning. Just put some music on for a second, then I'll tell you about the drilling game. Okay, I got that out of my system. You know the drill is like £3, and it is a like side-on perspective drilling game, and the deal is that you're like mining up minerals that you're using to unlock more things on a skill tree so that you can drill better. So you go back into the drilling game, get more resources, buy more things on the skill tree. It's essentially a cookie clicker in as much as it is you're doing the very simple activity for like a minute in order to, or like 30 seconds to a minute, in order to buy more upgrade tree things so that you can do that 30 to 60 seconds of gameplay loop more efficiently. But once you get it rolling, it's like, oh, so my drill is like firing lasers and firing missiles, and it's got like little drones coming off of it, and I'm not even having to get near the materials I want to mine because I'm damaging them from so far away, and I'm collecting with a big magnet all of the resources in, and there's just like little chunks of colorful stuff flying at me. It's a really good dopamine factory of a compulsive little loop. I reckon probably if I'd had a couple more hours, I could finish it. Like, I reckon maybe like 6 hours, it'll be I will have finished playing it. But for £3, that's 6 very compulsive hours I will have gotten out of it, and I will have had a great time. It really got its hooks in me to the point where I was like, I could. If it wasn't the Southeast Asian Game Showcase, if it was something blander, I was like, I could skip the first showcase of the day to play a bit more of this. Like, no, I gotta be here for like games from different regions of the world I might not be paying attention to. That's important. But like, I wanted to play it more than I wanted to watch trailers for other games, so like, that's pretty good. Okay, we got 6 minutes to go. How is everyone doing on this, in my case, very grey and drizzly day? I am real sleepy. Ooh, that Resident Evil Code Veronica remake trailer we saw yesterday, the trailer was all in first person. Apparently the game itself is in third person, which is good, because that's better for me for motion sickness purposes. Hooray! Terra says, this July I'm buying a few cheap to mid-price games I'm using now to decide what to get. I want Demon School and maybe Mina the Hollower, now that I know I can lower the difficulty in many ways if I'm losing interest. Yeah, I need my June and July to largely be catch up on small games, demos, weird game jam projects. I wanna play like a bunch of weird little stuff for a bit. Looking forward to YKTD Let's Play during the Greenwashing Showcase. What is YKTD? Is the Green Games a greenwashing showcase? Oh, is this one of these, like, bicarbon credits or whatever? I don't know what YKTD is in this context. Oh, you know the drill. Let's Play during the Greenwashing Showcase. Oh, I see. Not a game showing up in the Greenwashing Showcase, me getting bored during the Green Game Showcase and putting on you know the drill. I might, but I was gonna say the Green Game Showcase overlaps with something, but it doesn't. It's the Gaming Pride and the Future Game Showcase that overlap. If the Green Game Showcase is insufferable, we might play the Dopamine game, maybe. There we go. I caught up with what you were saying. It only took me a minute to understand what was happening. I think we're nearly ready to go. We got 4 minutes. Last year the Green Game Showcase was AI filled, was it? I remember it being bad, but I didn't remember why it was bad. Let's stick some more music on for a minute. Let's get that Riot Rocket back up. What can I stick on for a couple of minutes while we get ready? We could pop on some... I put on Circadian Rhythm, the one that was in the showcase yesterday, for a couple of minutes. Ooh.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready! Are you ready? Are you ready to rock and roll? Hop today, bless my soul. Now take that booty down to the Dogs grotesqueries, we welcome you to a lovely evening with Riot Rocket. Feast your eyes on wonderful sights you'll see tonight. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. Bang, bang, can't shoot me down. Bang, bang, here comes another round. The carousel, it leaps and bounds, and here comes the clown. What you waiting for? 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 Rock, rock, yacht rock, punk rock's not dead. Rave to the grave, oh disco's not dead. Country, funk and polka, reggae, rap and ska. Get down on the dance floor and show 'em who you are when you rock and roll.
I'm gonna pause this for a second. I will just say I've had this song so stuck in my head while doing AA showcase edits and subtitling and all of the stuff that's prepped for the showcase. I've heard this song so many times it's been like drilled into my head. I was very cautious about my choice of tracks because look, I fully support a queer art punk collective, you know, doing reclamation of terms. I probably wasn't gonna use Faggot Fight Club as like the track that I put as the like promo track in the AA showcase. I think it's a fucking great track, but I was like, and here's an example of our sponsor in their song that's got a slur in the title. Like it's a jam, it's a bop. I am big on, hey, you reclaim slurs that have been used against you, hell yeah. I was like, there's a couple of tracks from this album I was like, I've gotta find the most like normie acceptable entry point to introduce people to Riot Rock at. Eka says that would have been a power move. It would have been a power move, but I don't think it's the right move for me trying to be like mainstream broad appeal accessibility showcase. Like, if I was... There's a queer games showcase later today. If they were sponsored by Riot Rocket, I would... and I was organising that. Yeah, if I were running the gay games event that's happening later today and Riot Rocket was a sponsor, I would 100% have put Faggot Fight Club as the sponsor track. Tara says, new season of Dice Funk starts tonight. Not the campaign, but the character intros. Ooh. I assume that's probably going to be Dan and Austin in the first episode. I would guess. That's where I imagine they're starting. Alright, nearly time. They haven't revealed... Look, I might be wrong, but I'm assuming it's prior DM and new DM is probably the two people you have to do the first character intro. Have I missed any, like, news prior to this kicking off today? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to look up. Accessibility Summer Showcase 2026. Is there any coverage that I need to be aware of that has happened? I gotta keep an eye on the coverage. Oh! We did a 2-minute countdown to a 4-minute countdown. Oh. Oh, well that gives me a couple of minutes to have some snacks before we start. But yeah, you know the drill. Very good game. The first game I've actually played from the collection of demos and things that we've seen this week. 10 out of 10, great game. So far, I am 100% success rate on the things I've tried from Summer Games Fest having been amazing good games. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make time to try the Hurdles playtest. I need to see how that game's coming along. The last time I played Hurdles before the AA showcase was, Gamescom. Sorry. Gamescom 2024, I think, was the last time I played Hurdles. Love the way YouTube premieres work. Look, I worked really hard. Yesterday, I made sure that the countdown timer on YouTube for the AA showcase was only 60 seconds long, and I set the video to premiere 60 seconds before the start of the hour. So at 59 minutes past, the 60-second timer began, and at the end of the 60-second timer, it hit the hour and the showcase began. It's apparently pretty easy to do, and I don't know why more people don't do it that way. I will say, I assume the reason they haven't done this by accident. I think they've done it this way to trick you into watching 5 minutes of adverts. You tune in time for the premiere start, you watch the countdown, like you're here to be here on time for the trailers, and now you've been forced to watch 5 minutes of ads. That you probably would have complained a bit more if they'd been 5 minutes into interrupting the trailers. I don't think it's bad or lazy. Well, it's bad. I don't think it's laziness. I think it is that they actively wanted you to watch the ads before the ads. Oh, the company I usually cover Gamescom for, that pays my budget for my articles and stuff, has no budget for articles this year, or this summer. I gotta see if I can find someone else that wants to send me out to Gamescom this year. I won't be able to go out there to write Epic Games Store news articles.
The rumor is that they're trying to kill an ambassador, right?
Those rooms
Oh, this looks
scare
kind of
me.
cute art style.
That is why we are here.
Tara says, does it feel good to know that you put more effort in to make sure your show is a high quality than many of the big name streams, Laura? Anytime I watch a showcase with inconsistent audio volume mixing from one trailer to the next, I feel very proud of the AA showcase.
Whoa, you got an opinion about everybody.
I'm assuming this is before the showcase starts because they paid to be here.
If someone has manipulated the scene, we
I'm assuming this is a paid advert and may not potentially be a Southeast Asian game. Could not tell you, but that would be my guess.
This is Moses Wildflower, and I'm Plato Palladius in the Clawville Police Department. The stars of Clawville in the flesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard!
Echo says the AA showcase actually had its audio synced, unlike a very big expensive show I could mention. The BT, I don't know if this is Professor Layton for furries. I think this is more, you're trying to solve murder, so a little bit more Ace Attorney for furries, maybe? I will say, a nice custom animation is a thing we don't have.
What's good, everyone, and welcome to the Southeast Asian Game Showcase 2026. I'm Michael Hyam.
I'm Samantha Lau.
And I'm Arif Johan.
We're excited to be back again this year, shining a spotlight on Southeast Asian-based developers and Southeast Asian-led teams from all over the globe. This year, we got a packed show with exclusive trailers, updates, and announcements for over 35 games from Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore,
35
Thailand,
games,
and Vietnam.
cool.
We wanted to make sure
How
that
long
this
is
year's
this
show had the
one?
very best from Southeast Asia talent. With
This one's,
everything,
in theory,
from
an
short
hour. I
teasers
guess
to
50
long deep
minutes.
dives behind the games you see today.
Before we kick
Long
things off,
deep
we also
dives,
wanted to
you
thank
say?
our sponsors. Gamescom Asia and Thailand Game Show, Goldpack Goblins.
I'm not sure if they
MDEC,
have time for
PM
long
Studios,
deep dives.
Raw Fury, Toge Productions, Xbox, and Exotica.
Next year, I need to look
Outside
at these.
of the showcase, these
let me mute this for a
organizations have
sec.
all played an important role in supporting and championing Southeast Asian games.
Next year, I need to go through and look at all of the companies that sponsored multiple of these showcases, like Raw Fury, and be like, I should reach out to them, see if they'll sponsor me too. TCG Card Shop Simulator. I feel like this already exists. Is this another one, or is this the one that's already out? I don't know. I've just realised I might need to fix a thing quickly. Stressful. Give me a second to work out if I need to fix an AA thing. I do. Give me a sec. What do I need? Steam DB.
Vinyl City, the music capital of the world. 3 years ago, our band battled some of the greatest
Oh, is
artists
this
here.
No Straight Roads
We're gonna
too?
battle more.
Oh, hell yeah.
This
Please tell me
time,
this has a
we're taking
date.
it to-
And we're alive.
Fucking love the first game in this series.
You all know me. I'm Vanessa Light, and I bring you the latest news, the best, the worst, all the drama in the music scene directly to you.
The Grand Quasar is a miracle of rhythmothic technology. When introduced to a surge of rad power, this carefully balanced beacon of
Sorry, I'm
science
fixing AA showcase
suddenly
things quickly.
experienced a cascade of failures.
Bunkbed Junction. Your mission, which you can only choose to accept, is to travel across the peninsula and collect all pieces of the Quasar fragments.
Wait, that means...
We're going on a road trip. This is gonna be awesome. Woohoo!
It seems to me that you guys are acting more like Tatiana's hired muscle here.
We're not.
Well, if it isn't the bunk bed jokers.
I love the character design and the animation in
For
this.
I am Rama Irama. And in my world, you'll play by my rules.
Do you think we got too big too fast, Zook?
I hate to see you doubt yourself, May, but your instincts have never been wrong.
Rock on. Vinyl City waits for you.
There we go. Sorry, I'll be back. I'll be back with you any second, chat. Here we are. I missed that. Was there a date for No Straight Roads 2? Hey, Jane. Jane says I finished. You know the drill. Hell yeah. I look forward to finishing that when I have like an hour or two. I'm real near the end of that. And give me an hour or two, I'll be done. Ahoy, ahoy. Yeah, I'm scrolling back to see if there was a date for No Straight Roads 2.
I hate to see
Give me just a second to...
May, but your instincts...
Was there a date? No. Okay, that's fine.
As a child of
I
Vietnamese
love having to
immigrants,
juggle
I
other
learned
work
from the very
while
start
doing
how important
trailers.
it is to build a foundation for others to help them succeed and grow. And it's one of those things
Death
where
Tales just
Southeast
started,
Asian
you know the
games really
drill.
happen because we are able to tell our stories.
Yeah, Jane, I was selling people on You Know the Drill before the stream started, and already like 2 or 3 people have bought it based on my recommendation. Yeah, I reckon, you know, like 4 or 5 hours, it's probably a finishable game, but for £3, it's a very engaging, like, play it for an afternoon.
What? Hey, my name is Jeremy Ho, and I'm the creative director and artist at Ho Games.
I'm Alvin Ho.
My name is Jeremy Ho, and I'm the creative director and artist at Ho Games.
I'm Alvin Ho, and I'm the lead programmer.
Hi, I'm Allison Ho, and I'm the 3D artist.
And we're working on our debut game, Am I Nima? Am I Nima is a psychological horror game where you play as Nima, a girl who has lost all her memories and is being trapped in the basement by her mother. To escape, all you have to do is pass your mom's test and convince her that you really are her daughter.
In this game, you navigate Nima's actions by using words that appear in her brain. These
Oh,
words
this
are
is
Nima's
really
thoughts
unsettling.
and
I love it.
emotions. Words can also be combined together to create new words, allowing you to dive deeper into Nima's mind. Some of these combinations might even bring up hidden memories and secrets.
Oh, this has a demo.
Exploration is also a big part of the game. Interacting with objects in the room will give you clues and insights into Nima's past, helping you prepare for Mom's tests.
Jane says, I've had this on my
When
wish
it comes
list
to
a
these
while.
tests, you'll use
This
your
somehow
newfound
flew
words to
past
direct the
me, but
conversation. Choose your
I
words carefully,
love the vibes
as they will
of
change
this.
how Nima responds to her mom.
Jane also says,
Will
it's
you tell her
fun,
what she
almost
wants to hear,
identical to another game I played
or
recently about
will you
getting
probe her
underwater
for the truth?
resources. If you enjoy
Here's a
it,
look at
I
a new
can find
test
more.
where Nima
Hell
will
yeah.
draw pictures based on your words.
Oh yeah, the artwork's good.
Make sure to wishlist Am I Nima on Steam.
I think you might be Nima. Oh yeah, if at any point today one of the showcases is terrible, we might go backwards and watch the women-led game showcase, which I never got around to watching because I had to record Dice Punk. So we have that in the back pocket if any of the other showcases get terrible, is that we can find out what women have been doing. Women, what's up? Cable City, this is very cute. Cats and trains. Cats on trains that live at the bottom of my desktop while I'm doing other things. I'll get you a list of what showcases are today in a minute. There was too many to put in the stream title. Echo Station. Okay, I would like a train full of cats on my screen, yeah. So today's showcases are... Give me a second to turn this down slightly. We currently have the Southeast Asian Games Showcase, followed by the Wholesome Direct, followed by the Story Rich Showcase, followed by the Green Games Showcase, which might be AI Slop apparently, I don't remember. Then there's both the Gaming Pride Parade and the Future Games Show happening at the same time as each other. Then the extended gameplay reveal for Exodus. Then FGS Live from Los Angeles, not sure what that is. Then Frosty Games. That's today. That's today's ones. Echo says, I tried that a while back. What? The cat train. It was very limited, so hopefully they've added some stuff. Echo says, I'm cautiously hyped for Exodus.
Hey everyone, my name's Nido. I'm an actor and one of the producers at Sunset Visitor Studio. I got my start in games with...
Oh, we'll talk about this in a second. I legally have no opinion on Exodus. There you go. I'm curious to watch the Exodus showcase and to see how that game is coming together. I have no opinions on Exodus. Wink.
Rate random numbers to earn cash. Use that cash to commit unspeakable sins. But be cautious. God is watching.
Oh, this is stylish as fuck. No Straight Roads email. Is there a release date in the email? No release ticket. I cannot process what the hell is happening in this game, but I need to know. He just shot a single father, apparently. I need to read about what genre this is. You're doing sins to try and pay meaningless random numbers. Trying to pay off the devil? Meaningless. Okay, there is a demo. I'm gonna mute this food game and read about this. Meaningless Random Numbers is an incremental horror game about earning cash through random number generators, but be cautious, God is watching. Am I being judged for my words and deeds? Is that what's happening? Click to generate a random number. Each number earns you cash. Patterns like pairs, 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind multiply your cash. Murder and arson. Load your gun with 3 of a kinds. Fill gas canisters with 4 of a kinds. Use murder and arson to increase your fear, anger, and guilt to improve your profits. God is watching. In the fish, trees, and flowers, God's eyes are everywhere. Do not commit sin while God is watching or face the consequences. Pray for forgiveness if caught. Pay the devil. Buy upgrades to increase your profits further. Pay the devil to access more powerful upgrades. Eventually automate your random numbers. Pray that God is not watching. Ooh, Ultraman. Yeah, meaningless random numbers is has very quickly shot up to the top of my list of things I want to check out. This is a morality gamble map. Alright, still AA showcase stuff as I share. Giga Blast Mobile. I assume this is a kaiju fighting game.
Halo, apa kabar? I'm Sarah Johanna, an indie game marketer from Indonesia. Here's a short little we've been told about the culture of gotong royong, which literally means flexing together. And that's a culture that I also see in the game community, where you work together and support each other without expecting anything.
Not that interested in a mobile game as much as I love kaiju fighting.
Here's a game from Thailand where you manage a magical flower shop with help from a chaotic clueless fairy. Design unique bouquets, build connections, and join Puri on a wholesome, silly adventure about self-discovery.
Oh, you've got to arrange the flowers as you put them into the bouquet. That's kind of cute. The dog girl design is cute. Also, I think my lovely sweet wife, Jane, who I am wife-pilled about, extremist pro-wife propaganda and such, is going out to get me some takeaway food to fuel me for the trailers ahead, and I think that's very sweet. The fairy with the reminds me of a Homestar Runner character. The lower lip. That squirrel girl is a very cute design. How is Gizmo? Had some lovely cuddles earlier today. Was just having some lunch as I came up to stream. Having some little dry biscuits for lunch. Bulls will be acquired, hell yeah. This game continues to look cute until I can play it. I'm just turning my brain off to this game until it's out. I've seen it too many times in too many showcases and it continues to look cool and not be playable. Acclaim is still around in as much as someone bought the name, and now they call themselves Acclaim. Who bought Acclaim? Let's find out. Do-do-do. do-do. Game funding group Fund4 Games bought the assets of Acclaim Europe following its collapse. The Acclaim name is being actively revived as an indie publisher by a new team, focusing on indie developer support and classic game publishing. Don't know who is doing that. Da-da. Some random hedge fund guys bought the name and turned it into an indie publisher. Building relationships. This is the one about the houses dating. Everything about this game screams it should be Laura's Jam, and then I played a demo for it and it was boring as hell. It was janky and boring. The writing was not fun. I love me a good weird objects date each other. The writing was just really dry. Maybe it's better now, but the demo incredibly put me off this. A silly game. It really didn't feel that silly when I tried whatever the first demo available for it was just didn't feel that interesting.
It's an adventure game that blends 2D, 3D, pixel art, and a bunch of different animation styles. I put together this exclusive trailer for the C Game Showcase. I hope you enjoy.
Oh, that might have been part of it. This might be the one that I felt like hideously motion sick trying to play. The uneven way that the house rolled and the camera being so close to the house and so impacted by the house's tumbling made me feel really ill really quickly. I believe you're correct. The mixture of 2D and 3D character designs sharing a world is very interesting here. You gotta return items to people, but people might just lie and pretend that it's their stuff. Okay, that's a cute gimmick. Oh god, the $1 million Pepsi bottle cap. This was a real world thing that nearly fucking tore a country apart. Are any of you aware of the financial lottery Pepsi thing? Pepsi money in disaster. Pepsi Number Fever, there we go. So in 1992, Pepsi Number Fever was a marketing contest in the Philippines that promised a $40,000 grand prize to anyone who found the number 349 under their bottle cap. Due to a computer error, Pepsi accidentally printed 800,000 winning bottle caps, which resulted in deadly riots, bombings, and massive lawsuits. The competition became a massive national obsession. Almost half the population of the Philippines were participating. The TV broadcast announced 349 as the winning number for the $1 million peso grand prize. There was only meant to be 2 winning caps, but instead 800,000 people had won the $1 million peso grand prize, thought they'd won life-changing fortunes, tried to claim their money. Pepsi refused to pay out the full amount, which would have totaled to $32 billion US. Yeah, people got fucking murdered in the streets that day. It was ridiculous. And that's what one of the items you were returning to someone in that game was a 349 bottle cap.
Actions, that's essential.
See how the grid is laid out real
Yeah.
nice. Gotta pay attention or I'll pay the
Yeah,
price.
Pepsi simply said, well, it was a mistake. That wasn't meant to be the winning number.
Me versus the bad guys. Who will the winner be? That all
So,
depends on my team's synergy.
you're correctly winning bottle cap. We're just not gonna pay it out.
And unique events. Let's hit a vending machine and see.
Oh, that's
what
okay,
happens.
Jane.
I'll travel the city to fight
I love you very much, and I appreciate the attempt to go get Chinese.
We got Cabot, Kara B, and Tygo, Cacto, Tonki, them, and Hido, Wishley, Goldie,
I hope you enjoy your going out. I've got snacks. I'll be good. Yeah, no. Yeah, that whole Pepsi scenario is a fucking disaster. Forever destroyed Pepsi's brand reputation in the Philippines and, to my understanding, a lot of Southeast Asia. Pepsi basically had to retreat from that as a market because it stood so strong in people's minds that, like, the fucking Pepsi riots were a thing. Oh, okay. Well, that's... I appreciate that, Jane. That's lovely. I assumed that Chinese wasn't open yet was a not happening, which was fine. Or would have been fine. Ooh, RuneScape Souls? Are we doing Dark Souls in RuneScape aesthetic? Yeah, I'm finding it neat we're getting to the era where we're getting PS1 Souls as a genre that's starting to crop up. Going to hide from the rain until then. Well, that's sensible. The rain is mean and naughty. Mean, naughty rain. Why would it ever be mean and naughty to you like that? Your boss sucks. Table Flip Simulator. Oh, as silly an idea as this is, this idea already exists and better. I once got to play an arcade game of this concept, a Japanese arcade game that I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm going to call it Table Flip Simulator. The arcade machine has a table built into the front of it, and when it's time to flip the table in whatever bit of the minigame, you flip the physical table and it like goes 90 degrees on a pivot. And the in-game table flips to do whatever the thing is. So as fun as this looks, the fact that there is no physical table to flip means that this therefore will not be as good. I cannot play this without going, yeah, but where's my actual table? Yeah, it seems very What the Golf, yeah. But I want a table flipping peripheral. Or at the very least, motion controls. Okay, it's coming to Switch and PS5. Give me motion controls on either of those, and maybe I'm back on board.
Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, another sleepless night for me. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I keep having the dream over and over again. Wait, what?
Did you make a deal?
2 more days? No. We've been stuck on this for 2 weeks, man.
Did you make a deal with the devil, sir? Oh. Turn-based strategy game, but you can make deals with the devil to get advantages that will then have consequences later? Okay.
Hopefully you remember me from the top of the show. I'm Michael Heim, editor at IGN. You may have seen me on podcasts, videos, reviews, or at events, and all that good stuff. I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and being able to wield the Filipino-American working class perspective when it mattered has led to some of my favorite work, and I hope others have connected with it. I've also had a sharp eye on the rise of the Southeast Asian game development scene, and I'm so proud to see these works of art connect with people from across the world. One of which brings the wild sport of Sepak Takraw.
I'm not saying it's wrong to do so. The verb wield is a fascinating verb to use to describe use of an identity you hold. Wielding a working class Southeast Asian identity, wielding that is just, I love listening to other writers use language and being fascinated by their language choices. Sometimes a person will use a verb in a way I've not heard it used before. Seven dateable characters. Okay, this is dating bait. The girls you date grant you newfound powers. Oh, is this boyfriend dungeon for anime girls? The girls you don't are the bosses you fight. Okay. Okay, I see. It's kind of like Hades when you get one of those jewel boon rooms and you pick one boon and the other girl gets pissed off. But like, that's the whole gimmick. Hell Heartbreaker. Oh. It must feed. It must grow. Feed me, Seymour. Oh. Oh, that's unsettling.
The Southeast Asian Games Showcase 2026 wouldn't have been possible without our amazing sponsors.
Yeah, Evil Katamari.
Once again, a huge thank you to Gamescom Asia and Thailand Game Show.
What if Katamari
Wolfpack
Damacy was also
MDEC,
carrying a
PM
little
Studios, Raw Fury, Toge Productions, Xbox, and Exola. We also wanted to remind you that you could find the games in our showcase and even more Southeast Asian games on our official Steam page. Download demos and support the games that are already out, and wishlist the games that catch your eye. Your support goes a long way for developers across the region. We also wanted to give a shout out to our event partners all over the region who are organizing live watch parties of the Southeast Asian Games Showcase.
Hey, I'm Rizal.
And I'm Cash.
And
The
we're two childhood friends
live
making a
watch
co-op
parties
mobile
is a cool
desktop game
idea.
to test your relationships.
Sorry, Jane, did you hear...
It's a game where you
did
build
you hear...
decks and go on runs
Okay.
to make your build stronger. Like any other roguelike deck.
You heard about the Katamari but carrion. It started as just like a little blob of flesh that needed feeding, and you were feeding it like maggots and spiders, and then it grew bigger and bigger, and then you were trying to feed it like houses, and then it was bigger than the planet, and presumably you were going to eventually feed it the planet. Not a one-to-one with Katamari, not a one-to-one with Carrion, but you can see why emotionally I want to compare it to something like Donut County or Katamari Damacy, but if it was the carrion flesh beast that needed feeding. Is this the last showcase, or is there another coming up? No, Daniel Aldridge, there's hours of them today. We've got, today alone, this is the Southeast Asian Showcase. There's Wholesome Direct, Story Rich Showcase, Green Man Games, Gaming Pride, Future Games Show, the Exodus Gameplay Reveal, FGS Live, whatever that is, Frosty Games Fest. And that's just the ones that are today. Yeah, Jane, I will make a note of that one, and I will send you a link. What was it called? It Must Feed? Is that what it was called? Southeast Asian Games. In full bloom. In full bloom. Thank you. There is a demo. I have wishlisted it, but I've also set the demo to download, so... Echo says, is there a break between any of them, or is it back-to-back? Because someone very silly, definitely not me, forgot to go food shopping earlier.
Hey everyone,
There's
I'm
not
Samantha Lau. I'm
really a
publishing-
scheduled break. My guess is that the best place to take a break would probably be Green Games, because some people in chat are saying that last year it was AI. I remember it being bad last year. I don't remember why. Apparently there might be AI bullshit. And that's starting at 7 PM, so that's in 2.5 hours. Might be a good time to take a break if you're looking for an excuse to run away. After a breakup upends your life, you head back home for the holidays. Merry Crisis. Merry Crisis. Hoping that this will mend your broken heart. You're forced to choose between second chances. There's some very good character designs here. Merry Crisis.
Do you want me to do this again? No? Okay.
I am starting.
Oh yeah.
Hey, my name's Nido, and I'm one of the producers at Sunset Visitor Studios. Previously, before coming onto the studio, I had the privilege of voicing the role Watcher in Sunset Visitor.
Yeah, this is going to be the new 1000X Resist game we saw
Born
yesterday.
Canadian in my family. My parents are Vietnamese. My dad was a boat person and immigrated to Canada after fleeing the Vietnam War. I'm sure, like most firstborn children of immigrant parents, there is a tension, a bit of a push and pull between the influences, the culture that raised us, and our new identity in Canada. But the reality is both identities can't exist without the other. I think my Canadian identity informs my Vietnamese identity.
Mjolnir, they were showing characters of both genders as
what makes
dateable
it,
characters, so I assume you can be gay in that dating sim.
My name is Natalie Tinyan Gan. I also go by Pinky Lee. I am narrative designer and writer at Sunset Visitor Studios. My mother is from Hong Kong, and my
Yeah, this
father
is the
from
convince
Malaysia.
a robot face on a
One of
stick that
the
she's
earliest
not
photos of
human.
me is as a baby, hovering over a mahjong table, sitting in the middle of our living room of our ancestral home. I spent a lot of my childhood summers growing up in Malaysia, particularly in an area called Setapak, which is on the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur, and which is a place that really no one goes to visit unless they live there. When I think about Southeast Asia, I think about Malaysian heat. I think about Malaysian food. I think about Malaysian malls. I also reflect on the complex web of cultures, of languages, and of politics. As a kid, I naturally took all of this for granted, but I think a lot of these memories and early exposures have played a significant role in who I am and how I understand the world. My work is very responsive to my environment, and as such, I've made a point of returning to Malaysia every year to work, to live, to be, to eat. And more, I'm discovering how much the spirit of the place has always been present in my art, not only in aesthetic, but also in my instincts as a storyteller. In our upcoming game, Prove You're Human,
Prove You're Human,
I have
that's
the
the one.
distinct privilege of getting to write a Southeast Asian protagonist who also happens to be the player character. We're currently in production, and we look forward to sharing it with you soon.
I want to play it.
I have dreamt
It's so neat.
so long of my body that I know everything about it. I have dreamt it into existence. They
Oh,
say you think
a lot of this dialogue is very transcoded.
I am human. In this place, where everyone takes their bodies for granted. I would never. When I meet my body, I will never part from her.
When I meet my body, I will never part with her. Right, this seems fascinating. I'm putting my bets now that the AI is going to try and steal your human body. Like, you're a human that's gone into this world to try and convince the AI it's an AI. I think the AI is going to try and leave in your body, leaving you trapped in here. Hey, Henry Kathman, anything particularly exciting today? There was a game that looks like Evil Flesh Blob Katamari. What was that called? That was In Full Bloom. Feed and raise your little baby, watch it grow and feed on everything and anything. It's a Tamagotchi-inspired Katamari-like about a creature with a never-ending hunger for the world around it. What else have we seen today? There was... Meaningless Random Numbers is a game about random number generation and making deals with the devil and hoping that God doesn't see and trying to live with the consequences of the random numbers you rolled and who lived or died based on your random numbers. It's got a stunning art style. Gorgeous as hell looking. Neko Station. It's a train full of cats that lives on the bottom of your desktop. Am I Nima? A psychological horror game where your mother has locked you in a basement and you're trying to tell her what she wants to hear so that she'll let you out by combining words in your head. And we just saw, what was it? Am I Prove You're Human? The next game from the 1000X Resist devs. Yes, very I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. There you go. That's some cool things that have happened so far. Sorry it took me a couple of minutes to catch you up there, but we got there. Henry Kathman says, I'm really excited for the story-rich showcase. I do love me games with story, but plot is one of my best things from games. I love when a game has a narrative. I was wondering how they were going to get 35 games into 50 minutes, but I guess that's Scissor Reel's part of it.
As you've just seen, we're proud supporters of games from across Southeast Asia, and we couldn't be more excited to be back at the Southeast Asian Games Showcase. Now, let's check out Over Hours by Control D Studio.
Mr. Xbox, I'll let you get away with being here today because you're promoting games from Southeast Asia, but tomorrow when we're at the Xbox Showcase, it's going to be a lot of me muting the showcase to talk about the fact that genocide is happening in the world. You can get away with it today because you're here promoting games from other regions of the world, but like, yeah, today's your one chance to not get a telling off. Oh no, don't chop the head off the little mandrake. Dungeon Hot Pot. It's another dungeon meshi. It's another delicious in dungeon. How has this become such a big genre this year specifically? This is the new It's a Stardew, that's a dungeon meshi. That's a game about going in a dungeon and using the monsters in the dungeon to make meals. I'm not complaining about it being a genre. I loved Battle Chef Brigade, which I guess is a dungeon meshi.
Hello, fellow productive members of society. My name is Elwin.
Yeah, what if dungeon meshi was also coffee talk? I guess is the genre of that game.
Hard and work harder. So I'm here to present our latest project in development, Work Work Work. Work 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 is a retro pixel art adventure game where you experience the surreal cycle of work, life, and death. You must find clues,
Athleen, I can tell you one other thing about Dungeon Meshi. Autistic himbo. Lovable autistic himbo is also a fact about Dungeon Meshi.
In many workplaces, such as cubicles that promise full privacy, a pantry with free flow coffee,
an infinitely looting emergency staircase,
and an evaluation meeting hall designed to inspire productivity.
Okay, I like
Work
this.
began as a prototype released in 2023, titled Test Test Test. It incorporated alternate reality game elements. Work retains the same theme and gameplay, while introduced a new story and puzzles. Work is created by Toge Productions, specifically its Surabaya-based subsidiary, Mochiken Studio, the team behind games like When the Past Was Around and The Space Force Unbound.
Huh. Okay. That's very
all I
good
can
games
present
of pedigree.
Stay tuned for more news on Work.
I was a big fan of Space for the Unbound. I will check out Work.
Hi, I'm Nicole, director of Until Then at Polychrome Games.
Hello, I'm Gal Patrick Naval,
From
composer for
Crumbs,
Until
mate.
Then, and it's
Yes, I'm
upcoming
streaming
release
all
in
of today's
Until Then
showcases, so
after
I'm going to be
release.
streaming till like midnight
After
UK.
Images
I'm
is a
streaming for like the
DLC
next
featuring 2 new
7
short
or 8
stories
hours,
following
probably.
Sophia and Mark grown up, along with
Oh,
brand new
Fendi Bambi says, I
In
was
this
not feeling
DLC,
great
we
on
wanted
Friday,
to
but I watched
explore
AA
the
back and it was
lasting,
so good once
silent
again. Oh, I'm
undertones
glad.
of
Thank you for
grief,
checking it
loss,
out.
and acceptance. We wanted to take on more mature and profound themes portrayed in 2 unique chapters.
I think the players will love the overall story that we are about to tell, and we are really excited to share what we came up with as a team, and I hope that you are really excited to see it as well.
One of my favorite
I have no
things about
proof,
this
but I'm
DLC
guessing this
is
game is
that
gay.
Mark's chapter is set in a fictional version of University of the Philippines, Diliman, where some of my colleagues and I went to college. The artists did an excellent job.
Something about
of
the art style
recreating
makes
the
me think we got some
atmosphere of
LGBT
Sunken
themes
Garden,
going
as
on
well as
here.
the places and buildings around it. It felt like I was
Yeah,
back
there's
in
some very
time.
cool seeming games here.
The most challenging part for me and the most fun at the same time in making the music for this DLC was probably the full band tracks. I also got to experiment more on writing songs on the guitar and some other instruments, and I'm really excited to break down some tracks when it releases, so I hope you can be patient with us.
Oh, yeah, there is a
We
Lana
thought this
vinyl
would
in the
be
background
easy
to one of the
because we made
presenters,
Until Then
yeah.
for years and already have experience
Ah,
making all
yes.
these scenes. But the truth is, a lot of the environments, sprites,
Yeah,
and
I'm wondering
characters
if
in
there's
this
some trans
DLC,
gal stuff going on in
they
this,
had to be made
maybe.
from scratch, and we forgot that, that takes
Lovely
a lot,
pixel
that
art.
would take so much time, but in the end, it was all worth it. We can't wait for you to experience After Images, our take on what it means to carry on living in the presence of absence.
The journey isn't over. 2 compelling new chapters. Oh, we're getting to the point where scrolling TikTok absentmindedly is becoming a gameplay mechanic. Oh, we're cooked, chat, we're cooked. Yeah, it's that giggling in bed we could talk for hours that feels. Ah, see, yeah, that's some girl slow dancing. Called it. I can smell gay coming a mile away.
Hello, I'm Suncha from Scrollcast Studio, and we're back with Hua.
Abby, thank you very much for
With
the
this sequel,
79
Hua
months
blossoms
of
into a
sub.
fully
Thank
3D
you.
world,
What
opening
showcase
up a
is this?
whole
This
new
is the
dimension
Southeast
for
Asian Games
exploration,
Showcase,
puzzle solving,
which I
and
assume will be
discovery,
done probably in
while
the next
building
8
upon the
minutes?
visual and
Question
musical
mark.
heart of the original game. You can expect delightful
games from
brain teasers
Southeast
for
Asia.
puzzles, fun mini-games, and plenty of adorable costumes to collect. We'll see if you can find them all. We're super excited to once again feature music by Johannes Johansson and Lauri Koivisto, whose heartfelt compositions fill every moment with warmth and soul. We cannot wait to have you play Hwatu this fall.
That is beautiful music,
Till
I
then.
can't deny. Yeah, I always make sure to check out this showcase. The Southeast Asian Games one tends to be pretty good. In terms of, like,
We've now come to the end
selection,
of the Southeast
pacing.
Asian Games
Yeah,
Showcase
there we go.
2026.
Remember that you can find all games in our show and even more games from Southeast Asia over on our official Steam page.
And once again, a huge thank you to our sponsors: Gamescom Asia and Thailand Game Show, Go Pack Goblins, MDEC, PM Studios, Raw Fury, Tokyo Productions, Xbox, and Exola.
A special thank you to Jeff Keighley, Emily Ware, and the rest of the Summer Game Fest team for their continued support and the platform to highlight Southeast Asian games to the rest of the world.
Lastly, we're honored to be amongst such amazing company
I'll thank
at Summer Game Fest.
Keely, I'll thank you
If
when
haven't
you
already,
start
check out all the
acknowledging my
amazing
showcase.
showcases throughout this week. And stay tuned for the Wholesome Direct right after this.
Take care, everyone. and we'll
Xbox
see you at
sponsored
the
them,
next
and
Southeast Asian Games
I'm not
Showcase.
surprised. Console platform holders sponsoring indie showcases is unsurprising. Xbox has a long history of supporting indie showcases because of the ID at Xbox program. Like, this has been a thing they've done since, like, 2014. They've been doing, like, big budget sponsoring of indie shows. Yeah, so we are prepping for Wholesome Games. Ooh. Give me 1 second to swap over some feeds. I'm gonna go get, what is it? Wholesome Direct. Then get this set up. And then we're gonna swap back to, aha, not quite live 2. I accidentally opened a browser window there, I didn't mean to. Hurrah! There we go. One showcase down. There we go, that was some neat stuff in there. Abby says, how is everyone today? I'm pretty good. I lost about 4 hours of my day to playing You Know the Drill. It was like £3 and it was very compelling. Do the video games never end? Never. We've got 7 more hours, I would estimate, of video game trailers today. Then some more tomorrow, because there's the Xbox showcase and some others, I forget which. There's PC Gamer is tomorrow, Xbox is tomorrow. There's at least one on Monday, the Indian Games Showcase, and Tuesday seems pretty locked in for when the Nintendo Direct's gonna be. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, Keely's one yesterday really was, hello, do you like Shadow of the Colossus, Alien Isolation, or Final Fantasy VII? Those are your 3 things to get excited about. Phew. Oh, I don't blame you for missing a lot of it. It's. I don't think most people need to watch all of Not E3. I'm doing it because it is my professional obligation once a year to subject myself to this madness. But Crumbsmate says, how legit do we think the Nintendo Direct rumors are? I would bet actual money that I can't really afford to lose on it happening and it being Tuesday. So if you look at the trend of the last few years generally, you could just predict that Tuesday's probably when it's going to happen. The last few years have been the Tuesday after Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest at either 2 or 3 p.m. UK is when Nintendo has, basically since the pandemic, decided they want to slot in for June Directs. Nate the Hate is incredibly reliable. He has said that Tuesday, so is Jeff Grubb, who has a very solid track record, but specifically, Nate the Hate is someone who, like, I would, at this point, take what he says about unannounced Nintendo Direct stuff as basically gospel. Like, he might have been like 3 or 4 days off on when it was going to get announced, but he recently he revealed the Star Fox 64 remake was coming like before it got announced. The last several Nintendo Directs, he is like to the day called exactly what date they're going to happen on. Nate the Hate is someone who, like, I would bet money on his, like, if he tells me it's happening Tuesday, I trust him it's happening Tuesday, even if, like, not for the fact that the last several years, the timeline does line up and suggest that it's probably Tuesday. So yeah, it's not been officially announced, but I would put money on a full hour-long, not partner direct or indie direct, like a main Nintendo Direct Tuesday next week. Was it the Switch 2 trailer, Nick? Was so close to possibly being wrong. I do not that I remember. I don't know. He's been pretty rock solid from basically like about a year before the Switch 2 announcement. Like, he's been very rock solid on like every time a Direct's coming. He's been very solid. So yeah, I am confident enough Nintendo Direct on Tuesday that I have moved work obligations away from Tuesday to other days to keep Tuesday free so that I can stream that Nintendo Direct that hasn't yet been announced. And hey, the Eenie. Just seeing if there's anything else that I've missed work-wise. Yeah, because originally I was looking at maybe... Do I do what I've done the last couple of years and go to the cinema, go to a theme park on the Tuesday after Summer Games Fest when it's like, Summer Games Fest is out the way, I can relax, AA is done, I can have a little day for me. But I've not booked it this year, because I previously wasn't around on the day of the Nintendo Direct where, Zelda, what was it, Echoes of Wisdom, the first one we get to play as Zelda. That Nintendo Direct happened on a Tuesday after Summer Games Fest, and I missed it because I was at Thorpe Park, because I was like, Summer Games Fest's over and no one's announced anything, it's probably safe. Oh, Theenie. Okay, that makes more sense than the Eenie. Theenie, short for Athena. Cool, I will try and remember that. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left to go. Ooh, some rumors about a new Nier Automata, like a new Nier game to follow Nier Automata coming soon. Here we go. So I think this is about an hour long. What's after this? This is... Story Rich is in about an hour.
Welcome to Wholesome Direct 2026, your annual summertime celebration of joyful, thoughtful, and hopeful games. I'm Jenny Wyndham from the Wholesome Games team, and we have got a jam-packed show for you today, filled with first looks, news, and world premieres. So get ready to add to your wish lists. If a game, or 2 or 3 catches your eye and you want to learn more about it, make sure to visit wholesomegames.com right after the show for links and details to every title featured.
Wholesome sure is an aesthetic.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's see what's in store for our first announcement.
Henry Catherine says, I gotta say, Laura, you were spot on about your recommendation for Wildflowers a few years ago. I'm glad I made a good recommendation. I will be honest, I play and talk about so many video games, I half the time don't remember what games I have recommended. Ooh, that's an interesting way of changing the size on a dress model mannequin, huh? Free Palestine in the background of Jenny's room, though. That's good. Hadn't spotted that, but hell yeah, that is good. I will keep an eye out for that next time Jenny's on screen.
Unlocking new fabrics and accessories from the Emporium.
I gotta remind myself what was this now. Which game is that? Oh, this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I play too many games. My job is to play like 2 or 3 2, 3, 4 new games a week and have thoughts on them. I forget so many games.
This is Book Nook.
Book Nook. Yeah, being able to increase the plus-sizedness of your dress mannequin. Wonderful. Oh, you're making little end pieces to put at the end of your bookshelves? Or things to live in your bookshelf? Oh no, Grandpa, why are you sad? Oh!
Hi, Wholesome Direct. My name is Min, and I go by Min's Meadow on social.
Sorry, one sec.
I make
Monster Hunter Wilds has been announced for Switch 2, officially. There've been rumours about it for like a year. Apparently last night it got officially announced that it's happening.
are neurodivergent. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, and I'm a co-host of Slow Burn, a cozy game podcast. Next up is a beloved cozy game that shared its first ever trailer in Wholesome Direct 2023. It's back with a big announcement.
Release date, probably. Okay, how many Stardew Valleys do you think we're going to see today? I kind of want to keep account of the Stardew Valleys in this showcase. I feel like this is our first. Okay, well, I'm going to start the count from here. Okay, is this one that's in early access? Is it getting its 1.0? I do love the small, intricate crafting activities subgenre. I'm very much looking forward to the cleaning video game cartridges version of that genre that's happening. Will we see a Dungeon Meshi Stardew Valley? Ooh. Does this count since it's already out? Yeah, it's still a Stardew. The 1.0 is happening August 5th, I guess.
We are just getting started, but I wanted to take a moment to highlight this year's fundraiser. We're teaming up with the Yeti to offer 2 exclusive shirts celebrating Wholesome Direct 2026. A portion of each sale will benefit Transgender Law Center.
Hell yeah!
Transgender Law Center is a trans-led organization championing the rights of all transgender and gender nonconforming people to make their own choices and live safely, freely, and authentically. Prioritizing BIPOC, disabled, and HIV-positive communities, they envision a world where transgender liberation intersects with racial, economic, and social justice. If you'd like to support this organization and get our exclusive 2026 shirts, be sure to visit wholesomegames.com.
Build a cozy life above the clouds in our life sim MMO.
The Wholesome Showcase is the exact wrong time for me to have gotten a really stressful email update. Not like anything bad happening, but having to navigate like dealing with emotions for a thing.
Repair.
I've just been like, oh, even big long responses come. I'm like, okay, that's unpacking feelings I'm not ready to do on stream.
Or even throw fashion shows to unleash your inner fashionista. Make
Trans
new
rights,
friends
baby,
or invite your
indeed.
own. Hop on a Fluffalo to harvest together, or host a jam session. Explore the soaring heights and tranquil valleys of a new mountain peak every few days, and build launch pads to blaze new trails. Each day brings new co-op minigames to play. Catch fish,
It's nothing to worry
eat
about the
barrels,
email I've received. It's
raid with
mainly a...
spirits, and weather the
I
storms
wrote
together.
I with someone
Open
else
beta
wrote a
starts now
thoughtful
on Steam.
critique of some decisions that have been made by a company, and the company has responded, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be emotions to read through.
Variety streamers plays mostly cutesy games, and if they're not cutesy, well, I make them cutesy. It's that easy. And it's such an honor and a privilege to be a part of the Wholesome Direct and to get
I don't
introduced
know
to
what
the
to make
next
of this
game.
streamer's
Work together
vibes.
to build a new home with your animal friends.
I'm
and
feeling
this
very
year's
off
world
guard.
premiere.
I'm sure you're lovely. The intense vibe shift kind of scared me. Oh.
My dear little vampire. How's life in Moonlight Peaks? I hope you're settling in okay. You've always been one to do things your own way. I guess that's what took you there in the first place. But know that I'm glad you're there. That old farm could really use some love. Have you met Fiona yet? I'll bet she's grown into a fine witch since we left. Maybe she can teach you a thing or two. Are you trying new hobbies? Don't forget to take time for yourself and have some fun. Make new friends and maybe even meet someone special. Anyway, I'm sure you've got many adventures waiting for you. Maybe your dad and I can visit sometime. Until then, take care.
Apologies for my
of yourself and say
distractedness.
hi to
I'm
Hellkitten.
now being very distracted by this email that I've been told exists, but I don't yet have access to, so I'm currently in a weird floating void waiting to read an email I don't necessarily actually want to read, but I kind of have to.
On my channel, I break down games, share first looks, and keep you in the loop on
It's the
all
wrong
things
vibes.
gaming
It's the wrong
news,
vibes.
Because everyone deserves to know what's going on in our
Stardew
little world.
Vampires.
It's a space where you feel seen, informed, and right at home. And speaking of space, embrace hope in the face of wider challenges in this game all about fixing the internet. In space, this is a world premiere.
I'm a long way from home. Don't know who I am on my own. In the shadow of one so tall, I've got to find my resolve.
Ooh. I do love me a vibesy driving game.
We just wanted to take a moment to recognize these developers and publishers for making today's show possible. Thank you for your generous support. It means the world to us.
We've described this game as Untitled Goose Game meets Spirited
Sorry, I'm
Away.
reading this
All I
email
knew
just
about
to
it
get
was
it
there
out
was
of
a
the way so I can get my
capybara.
vibes back on
Instantly,
track.
I knew it was going to be wonderful.
I feel like Cappy is a cozy game because there's like a lot of opportunities to explore and play around. There isn't like dexterity checks.
So for folks who have a partner or a child who you're like, I really want to get you interested and playing interactive media, how do I do this? This is a very approachable way because there is someone who can lead and someone who is also there just having fun.
I want people to feel impacted by the story. I hope they laugh.
I hope they feel the whimsy, and I hope they also feel the intention that we put into the story.
I hope they feel mischievous.
Everything's on sale. Coffee. Where are we going? Discounty. Welcome back, Discounty employee. You sure got a lot done already. But don't you think it's time you made some real decisions? Blomkist yearns for change. But how it changes, that's up to you. Restore the town or crush their spirit. So, what are you waiting for? It's something every business owner has to decide. People or profit. Out now.
Hey, Wholesome Direct.
I'm Anna. I'm Jazz.
I'm Ash, and we're stumped.
We love playing games together.
Whether it's helping each other through co-op adventures or trying to one-up each other in competitive party games.
Or even if it's all of us doing silly voices for characters while playing single-player indie games.
Our channel calls back to a time when you would get together with your best buds, sit on your comfy couch, and play games for hours.
And you're welcome to come sit on our couch too. The more the merrier.
Now, grab your friends, a camera, and keep your arms and legs inside the minecart while we take a look at our next game.
Sorry for the distraction. Email is more emotionally engaging than taking up more of me than I had hoped.
Glasses Journal, your little ray of sunshine VTuber, and this right here is my friend Sprout, and we're both so excited to be here. You can join me and my community, the Little Sprouts, weekly on Twitch, where we check out a variety of games and celebrate their beauty and creativity, from retro classics that we grew up playing to new and exciting releases that definitely become our new hyperfixation for weeks at a time. And hey, speaking of new releases, a tiny world and big adventures await as we take a first look at this upcoming game.
Jane, I can hint at you what this is. Me and Lee wrote an email yesterday going, hey, there's some maybe not great practices going on with, how some stuff is being handled, and it's, I talked to you about this a little bit yesterday, of it's pushing some people away, from some stuff, and the response we got was, how dare you accuse us of deliberate malice? We'd have thought that the two of you would have known us well enough by now to know that we weren't being malicious. Actually, this is quite hurtful, and we think it'd be better if you thought twice before sending a message like this in future. And
the next three titles you'll see,
which is quite a distressing response to get to what was quite a calm and gentle, like, hey, look, the direction you're taking some choices isn't making us feel terribly comfortable.
Please visit wholesomegames.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter. We'd like to thank the nearly 1 million players who found a place in their heart for Is the Seat Taken? The logic puzzle game where you play matchmaker for groups of hilariously particular people. We're proud to announce Is the Seat Taken is coming to PlayStation 5 this August.
And breathe.
Transform an abandoned island into
Wouldn't have read
paradise
the
in
email
Usagi
on
Shima.
stream if I did not anticipate the email being as
Craft a cozy retreat
aggressive
like no other by
and
building cute shops
defensive as it
and
turned out
landscape
to be.
features.
And
entice
there's cute
fluffy
bunnies.
visitors to stick around
Cute
by
fluffy
incorporating
bunnies.
toys, plants, and charming decor. Capture
No,
adorable memories
neither of us
in
use
the
the words
photo
deliberate
feature,
malice,
and get to
Jane,
know
but
each bunny through activities like feeding,
yeah, they
brushing, and playing with them.
they
With the
jumped
right
to it.
conditions, you just might meet rare and special bunnies as they pay a visit to your island. Perfect for anyone wanting to unwind and create a
And
delightful bunny
breathe.
sanctuary. We're proud to share Usagi Shima is coming to Steam in October 2026.
Hi everyone, I'm Dorian.
And my name is Dorian too.
We made Milami Lane in the past, and now we're working on a new game called Milky Delivery.
So, Milky Delivery is a short but satisfying adventure game. You play as Neha, a young bike courier, traveling across beautiful landscapes.
Deliver milk to a bunch of friendly villagers. Take care of your pet cow Milky and heal the community. Upgrade your bike to travel faster and farther to new destinations. Manage your resources and experiment with different flavors like strawberry or milk tea.
With each delivery, you learn more about the region, its people, and what happened to all the other cows.
The demo is now live on Steam, so if you want to support us, go check it out and wishlist the game. Merci!
Regulating my nervous system. There we go. Breathe.
Don't worry about taking notes unless you want to. After the show, visit wholesomegames.com for a handy list of all the games.
Okay,
That
I
way
see the
you
free.
can sit back,
I can see the Free Palestine in the background of this shot that someone mentioned earlier. It's so out of focus. I don't think I could be blamed for not spotting the Free Palestine. It's certainly not in focus.
For the first time, and after 9 years of letting it cook, the sequel to Hidden Folks. Bloop, bloop. Bling. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Sign up at hiddenfolks.com or wishlist on Steam.
It's time to take to the skies. Harness your collection of trusty gadgets to collect resources, clean up storm-damaged islands, and unravel the mystery of your Uncle Lou's disappearance. This exclusive release date trailer has another surprise in store, so stay tuned.
Yeah, that's very
as we
micro
explore
macro,
Lou's
yes.
Lagoon.
Yeah,
Lagoon
the
is
friend
a
I'm
cozy
writing the email with
exploration
is going to
and
respond
crafting
basically going, hey, this feels like a really defensive response to a criticism
Explore
that
the
wasn't
Limbo
there.
Archipelago, home to
We weren't
vibrant
suggesting
communities
deliberate
and ancient
malice.
secrets.
The response feels unwarranted and unpleasant given that what we were hoping for was an understanding of the issues that may have come from this and maybe some potential fixes. We felt comfortable enough to share this feedback because we thought you'd be receptive or at the very least know that we weren't trying to be malicious in sharing it.
Outfits.
Oh, thank you very much for balls,
Then,
Jane.
take to the skies in your very
If you
own
pop them
seaplane
outside
with
the
vibrant
office, I'll come
skins
grab them
and
in a
custom
sec.
configurations.
I love you very much, and I hope you enjoy your
put it all
heading out in a
together to
second
unravel the mystery of
to
your
your
uncle's
bits.
disappearance. Lou's Lagoon launches
Ah.
August 27th, but you can try the demo today.
Hey, Wholesome Direct. My name is Nina, but online I'm known as the Nina Gabriella. I run a YouTube channel talking all about my favorite farming, Japanese
Relax
culture,
and breathe.
and fashion-related video games. I love video games with a lot of creativity, a lot of passion, and a good storyline. But in addition to that, I love making mini vlogs talking about my life relating to Japanese culture. But coming up is a first look at a game that is all about helping folks see something new in the mirror and in themselves.
I do have ketchup, Jane. Thank you.
In case you missed it, we're collaborating with the Yeti to offer shirts that celebrate Wholesome Direct 2026.
Oh, that blue
and
design is
support
very cute.
Transgender Law Center.
Sorry, I'm
Transgender Law
processing
Center
what's
is a
happening now,
trans-led
again.
organization championing the rights of all transgender and gender non-conforming people to make their own choices and live freely, safely, and authentically. They believe that everyone's liberation is interconnected.
I'm gonna put sweet and sour chicken balls in my face about
When you
feelings.
purchase one or both of this year's designs, a portion of each sale will benefit Transgender Law Center's work, using community-driven strategies that harness trans knowledge, power, and joy to ensure they not only survive but thrive at all ages and phases of life. Visit wholesomegames.com to order now.
Gizmo's doing good. Came out and had some little dry biscuits for lunch just as I was getting ready to come up and stream. We had a nice little cuddle earlier and a nice little petting time. Doing good. Hello, little buddy. Who the heck are you, little
Brookwood
frog?
is a relaxed and creative town-building simulation game about frogs, nature, and an ancient forest. Design and create a town from the ground up with an abundance of customization options. Guide the growth of a community of tiny amphibians. Explore an old and mysterious forest. Manage the economy as the townsfolk gather and craft each resource by hand. And care for them while they live their daily lives.
Hi, Wholesome Direct. I hope you all are able to find a moment to check in with yourselves today. I'm Memes, also known as
I'm
Meme
taking a
King
moment to check in with myself
I
today.
love drawing, story-rich games, co-working with you, and building community. Our space focuses on warm energy, continual awareness, and the belief that there is strength in vulnerability. Up next, a poetic platformer about a boy, a fawn, and their unique bond.
I've talked about this before. I always feel weird about the concept of quote-unquote wholesome streamers. And this overlaps a lot with cozy streamers. I always feel weird when you get streamers who introduce themselves as a safe place to be, a safe place. My streams are a safe place. They're a safe place. It's safe and welcoming and safe here with me in my stream. It feels weirdly parasocial to me. In as much as, like, it's not your place as a community creator to decide that your community is safe. That is a assessment for the people in your community to make, and it feels a bit parasocial when being part of my community is safe. You can let your guard down and trust and be vulnerable and safe around me. Feels pretty parasocial for a one-sided relationship, right?
After the show, head on
There
over
are
to
there are
Steam's
lovely
official
wholesome streamers,
Wholesome Direct event.
but like,
You can show your support
it's
for
watching
your
the
favorite
wholesome
games
showcase
and
every year that,
showcase by
like,
adding them to your wish
seeing
list.
that way of describing yourself
Hey,
happen
Wholesome
so
Direct.
many times
I'm
back to
Evelyn,
back
and I
in
go
short
by Gaps
succession,
Molders online.
that just
My YouTube
it
channel
does
is a
something
weird
weird to
mix of
me.
Wholesome games, horror games, puzzle games, and it somehow works.
I also stream on Twitch, and some of my favorite days there are the ones where a chat and I work together on hidden object games or anomaly games. If you've been waiting patiently for the next game announcement, your wait is over. It's a world premiere.
Oh, 1 sec, I'll be right back.
Welcome to Wattsburg. We're glad you're here.
Patience is a Virtue is a mystery puzzle game about communicating with people you don't understand. Chronically ill college grad
I love
Lewis
you.
has just moved back home,
You're
but
the
this
best.
time, everything seems different. After encountering a mysterious entity that
hello.
communicates only through a
I've
cassette
returned.
player,
I have
Lewis must consult
food.
with it and the townsfolk to discover the truth.
Yeah, who is it safe for is a great question. It's... Because that's the other side of it, is... Yeah, this is a safe, welcoming space for everyone. A lot of the time it's a safe space for everyone. It's like, are you going to be willing to, like, kick out people who are not good for the vibe?
Design and Conjure is a cozy magic game where you tidy, decorate, and build scene by scene. Restoring a magical hometown one space at a time. From enchanted bedrooms to potion shops, and now revealed for the first time, outdoor scenes. Set up camp, unpack magical picnics, and arrange your perfect spot beside a flowing waterfall. With 1,500 plus items and a brand new creative mode, a fresh demo is available now. Explore a world of
Yes, you
wonder
cannot do
in
a safe place for everyone.
Farming sim about reigniting the long-lost friendship.
Certain
between
people are in
humans
fact not welcome here.
dragons. Here's the exclusive
This is not a safe space for everyone. You know, I can list quite a lengthy list of people who aren't welcome here. You know, we'll start with Nazis, fascists, bigots of most stripes. I say most stripes, all stripes. If you're a big... there are lots of stripes of bigots that are not welcome here. Echo says, when my first thought when I hear Safe Cozy Streamer is I speak in an ASMR voice while playing Stardew and my unmoderated server is racist as hell. I'm like, yeah.
Hi, Wholesome Direct. I'm Kiwis and Stars, and I love deeply rich narrative-based games that pull on our heartstrings. A lot of the times, that looks like me playing games that make me cry on stream, or where I can smooch attractive characters, but overall, I just love the emotional journey that video games can take us on. Influence the life you lead,
And
through the
breathe.
objects you choose to keep in this decorating game that's out right now.
Sorry that the about 20 minutes of this stream have been me having weird vibes about an email. I love opening an email going, yeah, this is, you know, this won't be fun, but it'll be fine, and then going, oh, this is way more of a thing than autism. One of the great things about autism, I say sarcastically, is not being able to emotionally self-regulate very well. Nervous system regulation is a thing that autistic people find really hard. Which means if something spikes my emotions, I find it harder than a non-autistic person to get my nervous system to calm the fuck down and to recognize I don't need to be in fight or flight mode. I'm not being, like, physically attacked. I am safe. I'm not in a dangerous position. Because, that my body reacts to threats as if I am under attack that are ultimately probably fine. and then my nervous system's like,
While we're taking
nah,
the time
I
to
ain't
celebrate
slowing down from
incredible
that.
games, I'd love to also take a moment to highlight these wonderful co-hosts who have fostered welcoming and engaging communities through their love of wholesome and cozy games. A huge thank you to our co-hosts for being a part of this year's show.
Oh, Jane, I don't know if you're still listening on your walk out, but the game from the pixel art YouTuber, Petal, what's it? It's getting a trailer. Maybe it's getting a release date. Fingers crossed that this is a release date trailer. It probably won't be, but maybe a demo, maybe a release date. Come on. I've been looking forward to this one, and I forget all of the names involved in it. Petal, I think, is part of the name. I forget the YouTuber's name. Petal Runner, that's it. I was correct that petal was a word. Jane says, can't relate, she says impermanently on the edge of tears in public. Yeah. Okay, 2026 still, no demo, okay.
Hi, Wholesome
I was
Direct.
hoping that was going to be a
I'm
demo
Yepany
there.
Doodles, an illustrator and miniature clay artist. I encourage others to explore creative hobbies through my clay YouTube.
Yeah, let's talk about autistic nervous system regulation. In autistic individuals, the body's fight or flight, sympathetic, and rest and digest, parasympathetic, nervous systems can easily become unbalanced, requiring proactive sensory accommodations and intentional recovery to maintain stability. Because the autistic's nervous system processes sensory input, social demands, and changes much more intensely, it is prone to quicker stress activation and chronic dysregulation. Things like the vagus nerve, which dictates how flexibly the body can shift between high energy states and calm. Autistic people have a lower vagal tone, meaning it takes longer to return to a baseline. Dysregulation can manifest as hyperarousal or hypoarousal. Yeah, physically, autistic bodies are worse at recovering from stress and anxiety. Oh, Focus on Me Play, 100% there is a correlation between autism and gastrointestinal issues. There's a lot of theories about why it is. It could be to do with immune system responses. It could it could be to do with the chronic fight or flight parasympathetic nervous system issues and the fact that there is constant overproduction of the stress chemical. I forget what the fuck it's called. I'm having a day today, and that chemical also has gastric issue responses. There's a whole bunch of different theories that line up, but yes, gastric issues, cortisol, that's the one. Yeah, gastric issues and autism are definitely a thing.
Richmond item and see what happens. Oh no, we woke one of the pups.
That's just one example of a range of new natural responses that you will see from your animals. Speaking of natural, this habitat looks incredible.
I'm gonna start having my chickens.
I wanted it to feel like a cozy nook for our wolves, so I made this autumnal forest as the setting for their habitat. The terrain tools make it easy to adapt your zoo according to your animal's needs.
Look at them drinking and swimming. We should also add more enrichment for our wolf pups to play with. They have a lot of energy.
And this is only the beginning. With the help of our ready-made blueprints and a huge variety of individual scenery pieces, Planet Zoo 2 offers you so much creative freedom where you can build the zoos and aquariums of your dreams. We can't wait for you to jump in.
Once again, a huge thank you to these teams whose support made today's show possible.
Nom nom nom. Low Stan says, being angry all the time is decidedly not fun. Anger's not the one that goes for me. For me, it's constantly feeling like at any moment the world's going to fall apart, everything's going to be terrible, I'm going to get attacked, I'm going to find out that I've secretly fucked up everything in my life and that everything's about to collapse. Mine is just a constant background radiation of, like, secretly I fucked up everything and everyone hates me and I just haven't, like, been told yet that secretly everything's terrible.
Our next game have been hard at work since its early access launch in 2024. And now, with the help of its active player community, they're back to cut the ribbon on version 1.0. We're also excited to announce it's coming to Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Welcome back to Go-Go Town.
What makes a perfect town? Let's go take a look and see. Could it be a bustling high street, or perhaps a sense of community? Maybe it's the wondrous sights attracting tourists of every variety. Well, no matter what it is, your town is far from it. Roll up your sleeves, Mayor, and get to work. Now we're getting somewhere. What a quaint little town.
I will constantly not talk about things that are upsetting me or bothering me, because I'm stressed that if I address them in the wrong way, I'm gonna secretly... It's gonna be like, oh no, and that's when they'll reveal that secretly I've been fucking up for way longer, and that actually I was the one causing the problems in the first place, so I should just not bring up that something's bothered me in the first place, because otherwise it's gonna turn out I secretly was annoyed, it was ruining things for them first.
I'll leave that one up to you, Mayor.
Hi, Awesome Direct.
Catastrophization brain.
I create content mainly around low-stress gaming. Although when I first started out, that wasn't always the case. My community now is a space for people who love story-driven games, life sims, co-working, and immersive reading sessions. I especially love sharing gameplay on games that allow you to slow down, build something meaningful, and just exist in a more intentional space. Speaking of, coming up next is a Solarpunk MMO about building a more sustainable world together.
Loftia is a cozy multiplayer world all about connecting with friends, both new and old, and building a more sustainable future together. Create flourishing neighborhoods across a variety of floating islands as you craft.
I'm also curious what an immersive reading session is.
Alongside friends.
Immersive reading session streamer. Can I find this streamer by searching these words?
Options. And collaborate on community projects and adventures to help the world flourish and grow.
It seems like it might be reading a book to the chat while music that has been pre-planned to fit the vibe of the book is playing, might be what it is. ASMR reading with a soundtrack, maybe.
We don't have to wait long for more. Loftia is coming fall.
Yeah, Echo says, quote, I'm a burden, so if I complain even slightly, that'll be the last straw and everyone will be sick of me. Yeah. That one. Yeah, that streamer was very much saying immersive reading as if, like, we would automatically understood, like, ah, yeah, I know, well, maybe the people, people who watch more cozy streamers do know inherently what that is.
Don't forget, if you'd like to pick up this year's Wholesome Direct 2026 shirt designs...
I mean, it's either that or they're using, like, royalty-free music that, like, they're allowed to use on stream or whatever.
In addition to being a great keepsake for this year's show, a portion of each shirt sold will benefit Transgender Law Center, a trans-led organization working towards transgender...
Yeah, we said this earlier. I'm glad that
law,
specifically
and
Transgender Law Center is getting some love.
Can live safely, authentically, and free from
as their
discrimination,
sort of charity of choice this year.
Of their gender identity or expression. Again, if you'd like to support this organization and get a cute t-shirt, visit wholesomegames.com.
Crumbs, mate, I apologize. I've lost track of how many Stardew's there are because I got distracted by stupid email, but I don't think any of your That's a Stardew's have been that unfair so far. I think they've been fairly reasonable. Henry Kathman said, for a second I thought she said immersive grieving session instead of immersive reading session, which sounds like some cult stuff. Immersive grieving would be a fascinating concept. The art style's very cute for this one.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick and I run the channel Nintentalk here online. On my channel, we cover the latest and greatest cozy games, especially those that appear on Nintendo consoles, Pokopia, Tomodachi Life, Animal Crossing, even after 6 years. I also co-host a podcast called the Slow Burn Podcast, which appears every Wednesday on every streaming platform. But
can I just say, this is the least
a new life awaits
stereotype of cozy aesthetic streamer we've had during this showcase so far, and I think it's great. I'm glad to see this person here. Oh god, immersive Sims played at a funeral. Was this Paralives? Yeah. This is the one that's not The Sims, after The Sims got shit. I forget what The Sims did that was shitty, but everyone wanted somewhere to hop to instead, and Paralives was the one they were pinning their hopes on. Oh yeah, it was the getting largely bought by the Saudis and the concerns of what that would mean for queer content in The Sims.
Hello, Wholesome Direct.
I believe that was the specific one that kicked people off was
I love all things
oh no, the Saudi Arabian Investment Fund owns most of The Sims now.
For gamers of all backgrounds. And I'm so honored to be an official co-host for the Wholesome Direct for the 2nd year in a row. In our next game, a peaceful summer day is interrupted by a flood. Let's take a look here.
I could not watch that streamer. They talk too gently. Okay, this is a cute game. Yeah, genuinely, I would struggle to follow a streamer that talked this gently. I would probably struggle, from a sensory perspective, to accurately hear what they were saying on a regular basis. Something like this. Little Mai! Yeah, ASMR cadence can really... Go side. It can be very hit and miss for people. More Moomin games.
Let's take a deep breath together. It's time for one of my favorite Wholesome Direct traditions, the montage. These great games will go by quickly, but remember, you can find the full list of titles after the show at wholesomegames.com. Now here we go.
I always feel bad for the Sizzle Reel games because I'm like, if you'd had a few fewer streamers on screen, you probably wouldn't have needed to sizzle reel these. They could have had slightly lengthier trailers. Agreed. Specifically, world premiere. I would feel like a world premiere wouldn't go in a sizzle reel. What's after Cozy Games? Next is Story Rich Showcase, starting in about 15 minutes. Henry Katzman says, low-key, I feel like Moomin Troll Winter's Walk was better than the Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley. I mean, they're both very different kinds of Moomin stories. Your perspective character will make a big difference on the vibe and tone of a Moomin story. Not every Moomin character is for everyone. Oh no! That person just kicked the little robot for no reason. Oh no! Oh. These are some lovely looking games. I wish we had time for like a minute or so's narration telling us what they are. Spaceball says, thank you for stringing these together and also the Accessibility Summer Showcase yesterday. Once again, loads of interesting games and innovation / wishlist growing. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm sorry that during the Wholesome Showcase I've been a little bit not at my peak, vibes-wise. We're getting back. We're recovering. I love that as a disabled person, my fight or flight system doesn't turn off properly. Terrace says, okay, since I'm the one that said last year the Green Showcase was AI filled, I'm super nervous that I was so wrong. I'm gonna look like an idiot for putting doubt about something. That's my big anxiety thing, that I said something wrong. Well, you don't have to stress. What we will do is we'll turn on the Green Showcase when it starts, and we'll have a look and we'll see how it goes. And worst case scenario, you're wrong and we enjoy a showcase that doesn't have AI in it. Or, maybe there was AI last year and there's not this year. Good, that's a step forward. Doesn't necessarily mean you were wrong. It's all good.
We've reached the end of this year's Wholesome Direct, but the fun doesn't stop.
You still have 10 minutes before the next showcase begins. You didn't have to sizzle reel those.
Showcase. You can find a full list of all the games featured in our show today by visiting wholesomegames.com.
Yeah, I'm really...
And before we go, here's one last thank you to everyone who...
From a showcase production perspective, I'm really curious why you made that a sizzle reel.
Jeff, Emily, and the Summer Game Fest team, our outstanding co-hosts, the developers and publishers who all contributed their trailers, our translators for making this event accessible around the world, our moderators for taking care of our online community, our artist Saffron, who truly brought the concept of foraging for wholesome games to life with her artwork, and of course, to you for watching and supporting the show. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. We'll be back this winter for Wholesome Snack 2026. Until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you then.
Right, so next is Story Rich Showcase. Give me a second, I'm gonna go set up for this. Story Rich Showcase. That's over here. Come back over to here. There we go. I think this is the first year this showcase has happened. I might be wrong. I think this might be the showcase's first year. Like, there's a few showcases that happened before Summer Games first week that I wasn't around for. Like, there was a puzzle, the Thinky Direct that's like puzzle games and stuff. I'm curious. I love me a good story heavy game. I'm curious to see what we get here. Yes, first year for Story Rich and for Gaming Pride Parade. I feel really bad for Gaming Pride Parade because they have positioned themselves timing-wise at the exact same time as the Future Game Showcase, and I don't think that's going to be to their benefit. So I'm reading more about autism stuff. Because my brain's there, because I can't drop out of fight or flight properly, and therefore I'm thinking about my fight or flight system. I was like, a lot of autistic people I know catastrophize. Is this a trait? Is this a thing? Is this another diagnostic trait that I am unaware is like, oh, I do that because of the tism? Autism.org.uk has an entire webpage about autism and catastrophizing. Ew. Where are we? too much time spent in fight or flight mode can rewire an autistic brain to jump to the worst case scenario more quickly. Ha 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 ha. Well, that's good to know that literally I am hardwired to catastrophize the way I do. That's fun. No. It is catastrophizing and not just everything actually is shit-itis. I 100% specifically freak myself out, stress myself out about things that I know logically are incredibly unlikely, if not impossible, edge case scenarios, but what if, though? That's catastrophizing. Yes, much like lots of experiences of physical pain can make your nervous system super sensitive to physical pain, much like lots of experiences of motion sickness can make your body super sensitive to potential motion sickness triggers. Yeah. Yes, Terra, I suspect you're probably right that a part of the catastrophizing is based on past experiences of things going badly in ways we could not predict, creates a mental model of, just because I can't predict why something would play out this way doesn't mean it won't. Therefore, it's harder to go, well, that's an unreasonable scenario, well, that's unlikely to happen, because, well, how do I know if that's unlikely to happen? So often I don't know what's likely to happen, because I am too autistic to see what everyone else sees. What's after this? After this is Ring Game Showcase, okay. Continue eating my big nuggets. It's days like today that particularly make me laugh at times in my life where I've had people in the accessibility community tell me that autism, if you're verbal, you're not really that autistic and you probably shouldn't call yourself disabled. If you're autistic but can talk, you're not that disabled. Is a thing I've had said to me by people in the accessibility space before, and I'm like, well, fucking you take it then. If this ain't a disability, I'll hand it to you. You have it. I'm sure you'd get on great with it, considering how it's not a disability, huh? Chicken balls, they're like big lumps of battered chicken. They're like, this is half of one, and it's like the size of my palm. They're big lumps of battered chicken.
The helicopter was shot down. One agent survived. Your job is to guide them out.
The mission must be completed. Secure Burn 9 at all costs. That information is well above your pay grade.
Get to work.
Operator, are you there? I'm dead if I can't find some way to get out of the open. I need you to direct me.
Yeah, these are like, what if like big mode nuggets.
Awaiting your order.
Right, less nugget, more chunks. They're commonly found at Chinese fast food places.
Okay, not great. Stay with me, please.
Nothing is more important than Burn 9.
What's really going on here?
The mission takes priority.
So is this we're playing Metal Gear Solid, but if we were the like operator on the computer?
You're my only way out of here.
Operator, give me an update. Where is the asset?
Burn 9. Coming in 2026.
Ooh, that seems pretty neat.
Dodo, can you hear me? Dodo, come in! Dodo!
Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever Story Rich Showcase. I'm Spencer from Fellow Traveler, and I'll be your host today. We just saw the debut trailer for Burn 9, a spy thriller from the team at 14 Hours Productions. But that's not all we have in store for you. No. The team has been hard at work.
I might take that for next year's AA showcases. Start with a trailer and then do the on-camera. Having at least one trailer before I start talking to people.
Over the next
I
hour,
like
we'll
that.
have brand new games to show you. We'll have some updates from some of your recent favorites.
I will
plus some
occasionally
games
just
from teams you may
shamelessly
not have heard from in a little
rip
while.
a
And what
structural
showcase
choice
will
from a
conclude?
different
We've got some
showcase.
world premiere reveals. Now, let's start the show.
All right, Grandma, here we are.
Oh, we saw this the other day, the one where the teenager with the Danganronpa plush definitely did the murder.
Hey, Jessatron! How's my favourite niece?
You're already dreaming about all the useless things you want to buy with her inheritance. You can't wait for her to die. Mum, why is there a strange man?
Referencing Knives Out is an ambitious goal to compare yourself to. Like you've got to, your skill level's got to be high if you want me to compare you to Knives Out. Some of the pixel art here is very cool. Oh. This art, less so much, but the Demon-Possessed Altar Boy is a title. Yeah, the blood gun is an interesting concept. Ooh. The minigame mechanics are bringing me back on board. Yeah, this is reminding me a lot of Persona 3. Like, activate your powers by just shooting yourself in the fucking head.
His grandfather suddenly falls deathly ill. Daniel discovers something strange. Every time he performs a good deed, the old man heals. Sounds like a miracle, right? Except, for every act of kindness, a portal to the underworld tears open. Catechesis is a psychological horror RPG where you explore unsettling environments, meet characters you'll care about, and face demons head-on with basic combat, or slip past them with stealth. Puzzles, minigames, and new abilities await. Inspired by Deadly Premonition, RPG Maker classics such as Mad Father, and anime like Evangelion and Jujutsu Kaisen, featuring an original score by Garrod, composer of Valhalla and Nikki Psycho.
I like the idea of playing a Deadly Premonition inspired thing that's maybe less transphobic.
Catechesis demo is available now.
I gotta remember how that's spelt so I can look that up.
To Rusty Lake, a place unlike any other. Its most prosperous house belongs to the Vanderbooms, a peculiar family who hire servants to clean their mess. You've Aldous, the trustworthy. He seeks wisdom while
Wishlisted.
upholding family tradition.
Evangelion, JJK, and Deadly Premonition sure are 3 reference points.
Holder of the family lineage, and William the Powerful, gentle to the staff when he's not in a blind drunken rage.
Ugh.
They gather to feast and reminisce.
Alright, I gotta still deal with this email
While beneath the
that has been causing me stress.
tensions take to the next unfortunate servant.
Okay, let me try and get this email thing out of the way so I can stop. so I can stop stressing about it.
Hi, my name is Danny O'Dwyer and I run NoClip, the crowdfunded video game documentary channel on YouTube.
Hi,
And
Danny.
NoClip 2, our other channel where we attempt to discover and highlight great underground and indie games. Now look, I'm preaching to the choir here, but you may know that narrative in games is very important. A lot of the games that I played as a kid, I played because of how they looked or what their gameplay was, but I probably didn't realize that I was playing a lot of them because of the stories and the places in which they took place. But what I found interesting is over the past 10 years how indie developers have really taken up the mantle of great storytelling in games. When I think about some of the games that we've enjoyed the most on NoClip 2 over the past couple of years, it's games like 1,000 Times Resist, The Seance of Blake Manor, Queen's Domain, and even the recently released Wax Heads. Games with wonderful gameplay, but ultimately games where the player is pushed forward because of that narrative. The next game up today is from a studio that's no stranger to making great narrative games, having previously worked on Tangle Tower and Crow Country. So let's check out The Mermaid Mask by SFB Games.
I came to the submarine to meet him, not murder him.
Magnus Mortuga was a man of great will and great strength, and there his body lay, his blood pooling beneath him.
The next morning, Miss Seafoam has taken over as captain.
We just came in here to question you, since you're one of the suspects.
But I heard you!
Yeah, no, that doesn't get you off the hook, I'm afraid.
What?
You'd like a succinct yet exhaustive rundown of our operational philosophy?
It seems our collective fate hangs on the outcome of your investigation.
So Mortuga was alone in a locked room.
Quite the story, isn't it? Sure, that's why I got myself trapped in the murderous submarine.
This was on the floor of the crime scene. Do you know what it is?
I couldn't say with any academic certainty.
Surely some solemn secret, dark and dreadful.
Murder and mutiny, cauldrons and curses.
Any further questions?
Yeah, several.
Okay. Dealing with responding to stupid email. Hello all. We're getting there. I can nearly get this bit of stress out of my day. This looks cute. You're doing the responding to the email dance, I see. Yes. An email response has been sent that goes, hey, as much as you're angrily going, don't accuse us of malice, we thought you knew us well enough to not assume we were malicious. Hey, we hoped you knew us well enough to assume we weren't being malicious in reaching out to you. We're not accusing you of deliberate malice, we're pointing out an unintended consequence and looking for help. Blah, blah, blah. Hopefully it'll
Penguin Colony, which is an
even out.
adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness and A Shadow Out of Time. This story takes place after Lovecraft died, and we asked the question, who his protagonist would have been? Maybe you already know. Look, to make Lovecraft horror work, you've got to do new. Because what is new but the unknown? And the fear of the unknown is the strongest of mankind's oldest emotions. This could be someone's first dip into Lovecraft.
I'm always really cautious of people who quote Lovecraft in that quote of, use Lovecraft's own quote of, fear of the unknown is the oldest, most primal, most human fear. Because when Lovecraft said that, he was justifying the fact that he was a huge fucking racist. Oh, we're doing a Lovecraft game where I've read the word Aryan in the subtitles 2 sentences in.
What sits before me is the discovery of a lifetime. A being unlike any. Can you imagine the wealth our world would inherit if only a sliver of what it knew was given to us?
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, most of Lovecraft's stories are, they're just big metaphors for his fear of foreign people who look different to him.
Deep within the city, we shall make contact with him. We shall meet our father.
If you try and understand one of these
mankind.
Sorry. Look, I want to trust that this game is handling these themes properly, but
Hi, I'm
really cautious of games that replicate Lovecraft's
There's a very special
bigotry.
reveal coming up, but first, here are 3
Because
games
you've
that
got
I
to
would recommend
examine and
in the
critique it
Story Rich
properly.
bundle that is out right now on Steam. This is a charming and creepy adventure puzzle game by Rusty Lake. You are on a train, but every time you pull into a new station, you've moved through the timeline of a character's life. It's called Underground Blossom. In Yuppie Psycho, it's your first day of working for a big corporation, but at orientation, you find out it's part of your job to hunt a witch. It's an unforgettable story set in a dystopian 90s society. And in this game, you're inside your house after an alien invasion, told to keep your doors locked and to stay inside. But then there is a knock at the door.
Yeah, as
You
Rule
have to
Spider points
decide
out,
who is human and who is
Lovecraft
not,
was
and
so
more
anti-Semitic
importantly,
that even
who you
anti-Semitic
reconcile.
politicians
If
of his
called
time told him he
Another
needed to
Human,
calm
all
down a
3 of
bit.
These games and more are included in the Story Rich Mega Bundle on Steam. And now, one of my favourite story games is Beacon Pines, so come with me.
That's a
and
lot of
let's
good
go and
games
see
in
what
there.
that team is doing next.
He did indeed name his cat a slur, yes. Yeah, whether you believe his deathbed apology for his racism is, a matter of historical debate. Oh.
What's going on? What is this place? And Ivy, what happened to me? This place doesn't look like a hospital.
Hey, can you hear me?
Who are you? I don't feel good. I think I'm falling asleep.
I'm nearly done with my big plate of chicken.
Don't ever touch my car. Do you even realize what you've done?
The government found something they thought was a weapon,
Ooh, this looks cool.
but I was right. It is a god.
Oh. That's my kind of horror premise.
And then she woke up.
Seraphim Helix experiment. Okay, that's going on the list.
I'm Maddie Myers.
And I'm Zoe Hanna.
We're the co-founders and co-owners of Mothership, a reader-supported website with gaming coverage for her, for them, and yes, even for him.
At Mothership, we cover games through the lens of identity. Stepping into the shoes of another person or thing, inhabiting a body other than your own, is always part of the gaming experience. Story-forward titles like the ones in this showcase are very much
can't
our
find
thing.
that one.
Coming up next is a murder mystery adventure game called Duppy Detective Tasha that's rooted in Caribbean folklore.
Our heroine must find both the murder culprit and her lost cell phone. That last bit is something I bet we can all relate to. Let's take a look.
Growing up, Granny would tell me and my cousin them all kind of old story. About rolling calf, old hig, river mama, the bagger antics of Sly Mongoose and Brother Anansi. Tell you the truth, I used to think they were just that, tall tales. But no, it looked like story come to bum, and I am in the middle of one. What to believe, who to trust, or what even is happening, I couldn't tell you. One thing I can tell you for certain though, my name is Tasha Ann Palmer, and I will sort it out. Them no know who me, Duppy know who frightened.
Great voice acting choices. Oh, in Stars in Time was my game of the year for 2024. I've been waiting to see more about their next thing. Yeah, in Stars in Time, not gonna gel for everyone, but it was an incredibly interesting time loop RPG that I can totally understand the people it didn't click for, but one of the most impactful games I've ever played. Okay, no date still. Yeah, they had a much shorter game that I very highly recommend that's completely free that came out recently. Came out last summer, I think, called This Game Will End in 205 Clicks. Now that is a really special game as well. This Game Will End in 205 Clicks is a very special game. Still can't get my bloody heart rate to calm.
Making Detective Turner, If Looks Could Kill. If Looks Could Kill is a murder mystery, and I wanted to basically create a bit of a symbiosis of like this ensemble cast of Knives Out set in the world of The Devil Wears Prada. So you play as this character, Detective Turner, who is this quirky investigator who hates computers and just wants to do everything analog. They take Polaroids of everything and write everything down in their little notebook so that you don't have to. What's a little controversial or different about this game, I think, is that the world is being narrated to you as text written over the floors or the walls or the evidence or the body. And the more you look into it, the more you basically read between the lines and find even deeper meaning and more clues. Wishlist on Steam.
If
If you like what you've seen today, make sure you stop by Steam and wishlist some of your favorite upcoming.
I learned a fascinating thing a second ago. Wild science fact. There was a man with HIV who developed a type of cancer that looked nothing like any cancer that doctors had previously encountered. Right before his death, doctors discovered that his tapeworm had cancer, and his body had started developing tapeworm cancer as the HIV impaired his immune system. Just when I need new things to be like, ah, cool, that's a possibility. Like, just from a scientific perspective, fascinating that that's a thing that could occur. Like, I needed to verbalize that, just to put that out in the world. Yeah.
With Cyril, your trusting new cook by your side, settle into routine. Every day, you'll need to build your.
Well, you would have to have both HIV and tapeworms for this to be even a fringe concern for you.
As customers arrive, they'll need to be greeted, seated, and looked after. Kit will take their order, and Cyril will prepare their meals while you balance.
Yeah, this was
the
back in
needs of your guests
2015.
against the stress of your staff. In the evening, the city is yours to explore.
Yeah,
Invite new
Fendi Bambi,
customers,
from
promote
having a quick
friendships,
look,
and decompress
after
from a long
removing
day.
the tapeworm,
You do it all again. Good ingredients, good service, and good meals will
it
build your
definitely
favour with
reduced
people
the
that
spread
live
of it because it was
You'll want to make
largely
rent each month.
tapeworm
Your
cancer.
favour is as important as coin.
Yeah, you would have
Favour is
to
a resource
have
that can
HIV,
be spent
get
to
a
cut deals
tapeworm,
with
and then that
vendors or solve
tapeworm gets
problems for the
cancer.
townsfolk. Earning Trust will grant you recipes and gifts from friends. These improvements
Not a reasonable thing anyone reasonably needs to be concerned about, but like,
for customers, building even more
science
flavor
is
for discovering
fascinating.
new stories.
As the winds change and war threatens your new home, these relationships will be your lifeline. Tensions will brew and resources will become scarce. But if you've been kind, your community will support you when push comes to shove.
Yeah, that is about the worst string of bad luck a human being could have.
What will you do when you're backed into a corner? Will you protect others or prioritize your own survival? The best way to support us is to wishlist the Hearth and Harbour on Steam and let us know what you're curious about saying next.
Sláinte.
Ugh.
In Grave Seasons, we have a variety of different NPCs, and everyone has their own specific role in town. All these NPCs have their own schedules. They move pretty much autonomously throughout the town of Ashen Ridge. Sometimes events will interrupt that schedule, like murder, for example. You can see that the town doesn't necessarily revolve around your interactions with these NPCs, too.
It makes you care about everything more. It makes you care about the people in the town if they feel real. And I also think that when you have the ever-looming threat of murder or violence, it's even more important for you to care about those people.
We want the characters and people in Ashbridge to feel like people, and that means that not all the meaningful relationships you have to be romantic.
In limiting our pool of romance options a little bit, I find that we've been able to get a lot more rich story detail of the romanceable characters.
It is no secret that you can romance the killer. That could be an experience you're trying to opt into, is where it could get more dangerous or morally complex.
Because of the fact that when you begin again, a different character from our campaign pool will be selected, you can still romance that same character when they are not the killer, and you will see a different side of them. Aside from being a romance game, Grave Seasons is also a horror game. We really
Sorry,
do
this has finally clicked in my head what this game is.
Loss as a part of the genre.
A game that has
and we don't
dating
necessarily want to
elements,
shy away from the
but
idea
also
that
has
if you
a
don't
random
engage with the horror
villager will
aspects
get
of the
murdered
story,
and a random one will be the murderer.
If you're talking to
And you
someone
might be
and you're
dating
like, "Wow,
either
I
the
hope they're
killer
not
or the
next,"
victim.
There's an added element, I think,
That is
in order to make
interesting.
sure that hits emotionally.
A hidden component between horror and sort of cozy is the murder mystery. Even in a game that's sort of as broad as Grave Seasons is, we are thinking of all these mechanics as also vehicles for story. making sure that these storylines are well designed and propulsive, and not just creating content for content's sake. It was really important to us as we were sort of crafting the overall narrative of Grave Seasons.
It seems like the murderer does change every playthrough.
Hey, long
They
time no
talked
see.
about you might date
I hope you
someone
enjoyed
and
the
they're the
show.
murderer, and then you play the game again and date them and they're not the
Showcase
murderer
Steam
this
page
time?
features all of the games from today's showcase. You might even be watching this there right now. You can also buy, play, or wishlist everything you've seen today. There's also demos for some of the games that we just announced. If that's not enough, there's also the Story-Rich Mega Bundle, which features 10 of the best narrative games in recent memory. Okay, let's get back to the announcements.
I know we don't get called into places where they expect a lot of survivors. And I can't accept that. Not after what I've seen. I'm here now. I'm not leaving this time. We can do this. We can actually.
Yeah,
save
agreed. This
somebody.
showcase has a really good pace to it. This is definitely one I'm going to watch back later.
Oh my god.
Take some notes about.
That's her. Reconnecting calls. Final report of Dahlia Volkova.
The pacing here is pretty solid. Maybe I try this game one more time. It feels like so much like it should be my jam, and it just wasn't that one time I tried playing it.
Hi, I'm Juan Pablo from Recurring Dream, and I'm here to talk to you about our game, Desktop Explorer. In this game, you'll have to navigate through your uncle's old computer and find out what happened to the person he was looking for and how a program called
Well,
Desktop
Spider,
Explorer was messing
I'm pretty
with
sure
it.
building relationships
Everything
isn't
is
out.
computer-centric, so be ready
It
to
had
solve
a
puzzles
demo
using
at one point,
computer
I
features
think.
you never thought could be used as puzzle mechanics.
Yes, I wishlisted this the other day when it
However,
was on
this old computer has more to it than
one of the
just text files.
showcases.
We haven't talked about this in detail in previous announcements, but Desktop Explorer can change quite a bit in its approach to torment its different users. For example, since the computer's youngest user was addicted to a virtual chat room, well, you'll have to read conversations from years ago and understand what made her play along with Desktop Explorer. Combine all of your skills to reach the truth of it all. Remember, nothing is off the table. We'd love to share more, but we want to leave plenty of secrets for you to find when you play the full game. So please, leave us a wishlist on Steam. In an age where people are taking counsel and pseudotherapy from computers, we are
Hey,
taking a look
Delta.
back and telling a story of what happens when we try and solve human problems with the coldness of technology. Will you outsmart the computer? Will you solve the mystery? Will you become a desktop explorer? Thank you so much. We really hope you enjoy the game when it comes out on July 17th.
Oh.
And right now, you can check the demo on Steam. Thank you
I don't
so
know if
much,
this had a demo,
and goodbye.
a release date when it was in the showcase the other day. Hell yeah. Is this Am I Mina? Yes, this was in the Latin American showcase earlier. I have the demo downloaded, ready to try. Oh, that looks so good.
Storyrich Showcase is brought to you by the team at Fellow Traveler. We're an indie publishing label that focuses on narrative games, and you may have played some of our past hits like Citizen Sleeper, 1000 Times Resist, or the recently released Titanium Court. We've had a few games in the showcase so far, like Burn 9 and Penguin Colony, but we have even more to show off. Let's check it out.
Yeah, 1000 X Resist is bloody superb. Oh, Titanium Court. Me, Steph, and Conrad have all been playing this recently. Very, very good game. Very excited for Prove You're Human. Oh, I've got to see if a thing ever got announced. I was trying to look up if a thing ever got released. There was a Paradise Killer adjacent thing I gave some quotes for at one point. I was trying to work out if it ever happened.
A completely independent, reader-funded website covering games and the games industry. Thanks to our supporters, we're completely commercial-free, which allows us to focus on the stuff that
Doesn't
actually
look like
matters
it.
instead of
I can talk
appeasing
about the
others.
thing that I was quoted
Things like
about.
curating stuff that's
It was made apparent to me at one point that I'm the reason that Paradise Killer found a publisher. I was doing a series of articles for Kotaku UK, going around the UK games industry, going to different cities and like trying to write about like the different local development culture in different hub cities that had development scenes. And I interviewed the developers of Paradise Killer, and then I ended up spinning off like a larger interview, a dedicated interview just with them, and an article about their game. And like making this like big 5,000 word piece about like what was so interesting about Paradise Killer. That piece directly led to Paradise Killer finding a publisher. So yeah, this was a thing I didn't know until many years later, is that my what was the article called? Paradise Killer. Can I find Paradise Killer is a whodunit where anybody could have done it. Back in February 2019. That article directly led to Paradise Killer finding a publisher. I put that game on the map. Let me find something from that article of the quote. That's an attitude and belief we've taken into Paradise Killer. There's a central timeline of events that happened and will happen, and you cannot change that. We will never lie to the player, we'll never change the location of items or what NPCs do or say. Everything has to have an action and a consequence if something's going to change. We will never lie. That's the core thing I took from my time at Supermassive. Yeah, talking about like the whole idea of you can find enough evidence to get a conviction, but that is not the same as knowing whether you were correct that that person actually did it. Like, can you prove that can you find enough proof to get someone put away versus did you prove the right person did it?
And you have first watch.
But yeah, apparently that article...
The Telwinium started as a kind of nostalgia project for me, like sort of evoking the books and games.
Yeah, that article was the thing that got them a publisher.
Glorious 16-color EGA with like a 4:3 aspect ratio and stuff. Yeah, so like really like Sierra games that I grew up playing. And the soundtrack.
There's a few games I've helped
It's
find
like straight
publishers
from that
over the
era. It
years,
sort of
and
plays on the hardware that was used back in the day.
Oh,
The stories, all
Telwinium.
the fun, tropey fantasy stuff that I grew up reading too, with the twists and turns that you'd expect from the writer of The Drifter. It throws you right into the action. Imagine it's the first night Bilbo leaves the Shire and Gandalf just had his throat slit. That's the setup. Then yeah, throw in a magic system, multiple player characters, an army of skeletons at your control, and you've got the Telwinium. Gameplay is a kind of a mix of old and new. There's no getting soft locked if you miss an item or like crazy moon logic puzzles. And yeah, it's point and click. There's no like typing in, look around. But like those early games, looking around is a big important part. Yeah, so there's like a dedicated look cursor. I sort of love how immersive some of those old games feel, despite their simplicity, just because you're really in the world, reading descriptions as you look around the room to get hints at what to look into more. So yeah, book 1 of the Telwinium, Winter's Dawn, is available as a demo on Steam right now. I've put out early versions of the first 3 books already, and yeah, once the 4th is complete, there'll be a sort of finished story, and I'll package them all up together here on Steam. And yeah, I really hope you'll have as much fun playing them as I've had making them, because it's been a blast.
Ooh, Demon School? Yeah. Demon School DLC. A dastardly new boss. It's them. Ooh, Switch 2 Demon School. When? Please say... I was gonna say, please say Switch 2 is today.
Two of my team are walking wounded. The other is about to lose her mind. And now, a sacred monstrosity is in our way. It took a lot to make me go back to the Thousand Hells. But she could pay it, and more. I just had to bring her murdered sons out. I needed to assemble the right team. I just hoped I could bring everyone back this time. We got past some very insistent guardian demons, but not without our first scars. I was glad I'd recruited a singer when we met shades who demanded funeral songs. It was that, or be torn apart. So here we are, just worn down husks. But maybe we can still nick what we need from under the monster's snout. Well, at least most of us survived for our appointment with Queen Death.
Hi, Gareth Damian Martin here, creator of In Other Waters and the Citizen Sleeper series. I hope you're enjoying the story-rich showcase so far. I'm dropping in for just a little announcement.
I am enjoying it
I'm
so
happy
far.
to reveal that Citizen Sleeper 1 and 2 will be releasing on Nintendo Switch 2 on June 25th. If you already own either game, you'll be able to upgrade to the Switch 2 edition for free on that day too. But that's not all. On June 7th, that's tomorrow, I'll be in the PC Gaming Show to reveal my brand new game in a world premiere. The show starts at 8 p.m. BST, 12 p.m. PDT, so don't miss it. I'll see you there.
This is the first time I've seen a showcase announce an announcement for a different showcase. Huh.
And that does it for the first ever Story Rich Showcase. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of the show. If you still want more narrative games, make sure to check out the Story Rich Showcase on Steam, where you can buy or wishlist everything you've seen today. You can also check out the Story Rich Mega Bundle.
Okay, we got like 20 minutes before... What's next? Green Games.
Make sure to mark your calendars for Ludonarracon, our annual narrative game festival that'll be returning to Steam from October 8th to 12th. Of course, none of this would have been possible.
Yeah, sorry for the sauce squeezing sounds.
Without support from our partners who helped us bring this show to you, and of course, the developers who trusted us with their announcements. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next year.
Okay. We've got about 15-20 minutes before Green Games Showcase starts. I might go use this as an excuse to go take a 10-minute break, go make myself a drink, get up and move around for a few minutes to get the weird nervous system out of me by moving. I'm going to end the stream, but I'm going to be, within 10 minutes, I'm going to be back and streaming again, so if you want to check out the next 5 hours of gaming news streams that are coming after this, be back here in like 10 minutes. I'm just going to, I'm gonna get up, I'm going to walk around a little bit, I'm just going to stretch my legs. I will be back in 10 minutes for another showcase, or several more showcases.